is up, everybody? Welcome here to the Bronx Bombers Strike Back podcast here on the Sports Jedi Network. I am your host, BX Sports Jedi Kev, the Don of the Watch Along. Salute everyone. We are going to talk New York Yankee baseball, which now there is some news and plenty of news to talk about. Is that we are a couple of days away, not just for winter meetings, we're a couple of weeks away for Christmas. And the question is, will the New York Yankee organization give our fan base a upgrade on talent on all the players and presence that we want under the table, or are they going to give us a lump of coal? Only time will tell. Are they going to? Because we know that the New York Yankee organization, they're holding numbers of jerseys, number 18. So the question I ask is, will they be issuing the number 18 with the Yamamoto, or we're all going to get the middle finger number 1 or the big 69? Because they're just going to flip it around and give us the same crap and tell us how delicious the chicken buckets and the chicken tenders are at Yankee Stadium. Only time will tell, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, you see I'm in a festive mood. Salute to everyone. Let's go. Everyone, please, take a moment, put on your general manager thinking cap on. This is the time now to throw every name, blur everyone you want, from Yamamoto to Soto to Ohtani to Bellinger to Baba Booey to your sister's ass. Put them all there. Who do you want to see the New York Yankees play this year? Please, this is the opportunity. This is the platform. Do not wait until I have the Knicks program on or the wrestling to bring me baseball news. I appreciate everyone. I really do. We understand that you're in tune and watch all the different programs, but this is the platform. Let's go. Let's do it. I'm giving the opportunity here, and I want to say salute to everyone in the Rumble app. Salute in the trivia, in the Facebook, in the Twitterverse, everywhere that's watching and listening to our voice. Either you get it on Apple Podcast or on Spotify, in the Amazon audio, everywhere you listen to my voice. Thank you. 5-star review. I know I don't do a lot of audio podcasts. We do a lot of watch-alongs, but when we do, we want to make sure we give you filet mignon. We give you some steak. You know, the sound is funky. Maybe it's just speakers. This is a whole new system here. We should be really good listening. Let me know if anyone else is having issues listening to the system there. All right, let's get right into it. We're talking today winter meetings. We see that the Yankees, we talked about it in the video prior, the Yankees brought back the general manager. He is returning to the New York Yankees. Now it's up to Brian Cashman, who's getting a little testy, maybe like myself here at times, maybe with the rhetoric of the off season. I think at the end of the day, all of us as Yankee fans are frustrated because we want the team to upgrade. We want the team to spend money. And we want to take the stigma. I think we're all frustrated as a collective unit as Yankee fans because we're spending the money wrong. We have done this wonderful dance over and over of Donaldson, Stanton. We've done this beautiful dance. It's a beautiful dance of going back in circle. It's like all the different nursery rhymes and all that crap. Let's get right into this. How can the Yankees in this winter meetings improve? We all hear the Andy Martinos, the Heymans, the Ross and Thurborg, everyone, all the pundits, the Yankees and the Padres are having the conversation. They're talking. Their names are being exchanged. Phenomenal. That's what you do when you want to make a trade. The fact that we're getting a little jumping the gun of who's leaving, who's not going, who's being leaked out, that's done on purpose. That's done to see if the Yankees will bite on certain things or allow other teams to listen and see who the Yankees supposedly rumored to want to give up. Now, all of a sudden, here comes the dark horse of the Toronto Blue Jays coming in and trying to see if they're going to swoop Juan Soto. First and foremost, I don't believe jack squat diddly do that the Blue Jays are even interested in bringing Juan Soto because, first of all, if they do, it's going to be a rental, and he's gone as a free agent. They're not going to spend money. Toronto pretends to be a big market team, and all they do is a pretenders. I personally am not worried of Toronto Blue Jays. They say Ohtani to Toronto. if you're not the agents or leak out names of other teams invested, then guess what? You have no leverage if you're the Padres to want to get the players from the New York Yankees you want. You want to say that an American League East rival wants to be involved in Juan Soto. Why do you think they didn't leak the Boston Red Sox names? Because the Red Sox in the past few years has changed their philosophy or their thoughts of the way they want to operate. They don't want to operate no more like the old Red Sox. That's a whole nother video, whole nother story. Red Sox Nation knows what I'm talking about. So they're not going, if they were to say the Red Sox are in, the Yankees are like, they're not operating that way no more. Maybe, and the Blue Jays, I don't believe it either. But hey, never say never. This is a weird world when it comes to free agents and taking a chance. Toronto could provide ready-made players. You know, I don't know what they think about of Cameron Biggio or so forth. But let's talk about the Yankees and Juan Soto. I personally think that deal is going to get done. The names that's going to be exchanged, I don't know. I wish I could speculate. I wish I had a crystal ball to tell you for sure. I know so-and-so players are going to San Diego for Soto. Remember, it's only Juan Soto's agent is Scott Boras. Scott Boras rarely takes his players and gets traded and sign an extension with that certain team that gets traded to. I don't think the trade with Soto comes with a contract extension, although this is a different time, different times. Soto's 25 years old, 26, 25. You have to go get a Juan Soto. If you're the New York Yankees, we've said it so many times since the middle of last season why Juan Soto fits the New York Yankees. He fits the ballpark. We said it. We've done this beautiful dance of why Juan Soto belongs in the New York Yankees, at least in the New York market. We know the Mets are not interested or don't have the prospects to go get it. The Yankees do. You know, they throw names like Drew Thorpe. First of all, I don't think Volpe is the name that's going to be put out there for a Juan Soto. Remember, they just signed a shortstop to a multi-year deal from Xander Bogaerts. You're going to move Volpe to second when he just won American. You know, it doesn't make sense. I know money-wise it does, but talent-wise and disruption, I don't think it makes sense. I don't think Volpe is the name going out there. Now, you see a Peraza doesn't have a position on this team. You know, regardless of what we say. We saw, and I don't think they'll go for a Gleyber Torres because Torres is going to be eligible for a big contract. Remember, San Diego wants to shed money. They had payroll issues. They had payroll problems. You know that already because I know 20 other thousand Yankee content creators have said the same thing over and over since September. Since the Yankees were out of it, they've been regurgitating the same news over and over again. So I'm not going to get into that too much with it. I'm just going to talk about my opinion, my thoughts. They should go get Juan Soto. Whatever the moves they need to do, you always need pitching. I would try to give up one pitcher like a Thorpe and then low-level pitchers and whatever they, you know. I don't think Dominguez is going to be moved for Soto. Although I could be wrong. We just got to wait and see who gets moved. If we knew that, we'd all be general managers, in my opinion. But I think Juan Soto to the Yankees, I think that's going to happen. I think that's going to kick off the winter meetings. I think that's the news. I think there's a ripple, a domino effect when it comes to the flurries of moves for the Major League Baseball free agency and trades. Nothing really has happened. Everyone is on a stalemate waiting because they want to see what the market is. I think the Soto trade moves, and I think then we move on to the next facet, which is going to be the biggest touted free agent pitcher that never has thrown a pitch for the Major League Baseball, a 5'10" Japanese right-hander called Yamamoto. Now, we all know the history of the 5'10" pitchers. Maybe Pedro Martinez is the exception of the rule. Johan Santana, not a long shelf life. I'm asking you, Yankee fans. I know everyone's excited. They got their juices are tantalizing with the name of a Yamamoto to New York. They're even holding the 18 number. Ask yourself this, Yankee fans. I don't want to be the negative Nancy. Look at my backdrop. It's all Yankees. I'm wearing a Yankee Christmas shirt, for God's sakes. I'm just saying, go have a precaution. You have to have two sacks when you come. And a winning and a losing, and it comes to trade and winning the trade and the pros and cons. Why is the Japanese league, who tries to hold to their talent until they reach 29 to 30, and then they posting a 25-year-old phenom to the major league club and losing their market. Think about that. I know he's phenomenal. You've seen him in the World Baseball Classic, videos, but this is the other level. It's another level of competition. I'm not saying Yamamoto is going to fail in the major leagues. Maybe not. We don't know that. But I just want to be that person that give you that, raise that eyebrow. Why are they posting him so young at 25? It's rare when you see the Japanese player come at that young age to the United States or get posted. And he's been posted now. No one has given the posting fee yet, because once you give the posting fee to Yamamoto, you have a window to try to sign Yamamoto to a contract. Now, Yankees are high on it. And the Yankees do need pitching. We saw Luis Severino depart the Yankee organization, although arguably could say he was one of the worst pitchers in Major League Baseball last year. He's no longer with the Yankees. Now he went to the Mets, along with the bench coach, who's now the manager, Mendoza, of the New York Mets. Interesting there. We got Brad Ausmus now, the bench coach for the New York Yankees. I'll talk about that in a minute. My thing is, I will have some caution with Yamamoto. Not because of the Rodon history that happened last year. I think Rodon might have a bounce back season. That's another time. We'll talk about that too. I don't want to blow my whole load in one podcast, and then when we want to talk about the other pitchers, then you have no content, no substance. So that's why I want to pace this as slowly as possible. Now, what I want to talk about here is the Yamamoto to New York. I think he wants to play for the Yankees. There's something when a player says, "I want to play for the Yankees," and that's a big thing. That's a pro. I think he wants to play for New York. I think he knows how important New York Yankee tradition and history. And you know what? I respect that. The one concern, the 5'10", why the Japanese league is posting him so early at 25 years old of age. That's a pro and a con. If you're a Yankee, you want to get a young pitcher, because now you can get good 7 years of their prime in the Yankee system, along with Garrett Cole, who just come off a Cy Young Award winning performance. Maybe you get a Rendon bouncing back, and you start, if Michael King doesn't get moved, you start rounding out a nice starting rotation, barring injuries, for the New York Yankees in 2024. So my thing is, I am 45% sign Yamamoto, 55% let him go to the Mets, let him go, move on. That's just me. I understand you don't have to agree with my opinions. You do not. Again, because that's what makes the world run. I don't agree with a lot of other people's opinions. And that's what makes me, and that's what makes you. So just hear me out there. That's why I ask you to participate in the chat. Let me hear your comments. Let me hear your thoughts. Even if you watch the video afterwards, hey, BX, I think you're wrong. I think you're delusional. That's okay. As long as you're respectful, that's okay to disagree with me. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with the challenging or agreement or disagreement. That's what makes debates and this fun when we do Yankee roundtables or any sports roundtables, in my opinion. So I'm gonna move on from Yamamoto. We'll see there. Shohei Ohtani is another name that's out there. Yankees don't seem like they're interested in. I know a lot of you guys in the pipe dream will love Shohei Ohtani. I tell you one thing. If George Steinbrenner was alive, and I know everyone's tired of hearing that, there will be conversations, there will be meetings, there will be that name mentioned a lot in Yankee Stadium. They're operating different. They're operating as a business aspect, analytically with monies and payroll. They're trying to be a little responsible, although we can have that debate, responsible, unresponsible, whatever the case is. I don't see Shohei Ohtani coming to the New York Yankees. There's a lot of saying that he wants to stay on the West Coast. Looks like the San Francisco Giants, after missing out on Aaron Judge, missing out, on Carlos Correa. I think they will get Shohei Ohtani. I think Shohei Ohtani will become a San Francisco Giant, in my opinion. Again, we could look at this back and go, boy, you're wrong. I'll never listen to this comment again. That's okay. That's what makes this fun. This what makes this fun. This what makes these videos, when you make them out there and you do them fun, especially like, boy, I was wrong. Listen, not everyone could be a Chris Mad Dog Russo, or the Brian Kennys and all the other folks that do this, and they even get that wrong. So my point is, I think he stays on the West Coast for Shohei Ohtani, looking at $55 million a year. I think he gets $55 million a year for 10 years or even 12 with the Giants. I think he's going to get that kind of reserve number. And I think that's what's holding the market. When I wanted to go to Yamamoto, what Yamamoto is going to sign for, that's what's going to tell what other pitchers like a Jordan Montgomery. We saw Sonny Gray was smart. Sonny Gray took his contract, got a new deal, and moved. He didn't wait for the market to be set. He thought, you know what, I'm going to grab that. I'm going to move my family. I know where I'm going to be at, and he took it. $13 million for Severino on a 1-year prove it. That's a good deal for him because especially when the market moves, he's going to look like a bargain for the Mets with depending what Yamamoto makes. I think Yamamoto will probably get like $25 million a year or $27 to $25 million a year for, I don't know, maybe 5 years, 7 years. It all depends. You know, these agents want longevity in their contracts, not just the AVA values. They want that guarantee money for a long time for their clients. We could see because I think once Yamamoto signs, that sets the markets on other pitchers like a Nola, and Montgomery and so forth. I think that's what's going to tell everyone in Major League Baseball what guys are going to get. Because a pitcher who is 5'10", never pitched an inning in the Major League Baseball is going to command that kind of money. What is these kind of players like a Nola? You could tell what Nola is. He's an innings eater. Whatever the case, whatever stereotype or whatever they have coming out as a free agent, you know who they are and you know what agents are going to be asking for. And there's going to be teams who are going to miss out on the Yamamoto, who's going to miss out on the Nola, who's going to miss out on the Montgomery, and so forth, might get a little desperate and overpay for like a Marcus Stroman, an Alan Nola. Even Jordan Montgomery looked to get a big payday after a nice performance in the World Series in the postseason for the Texas Rangers. So that's going to open up a lot of avenues, a lot of technicals here in the winter meetings. A lot of people say it's not going to get that busy. I think so. I think baseball wants to try to change its narrative of being slow, simmering, not like the other major sports. You see how the football free agency goes like immediately. NBA frenzy goes like that. Even they having deals before you're able to do the moratorium. So I think baseball wants to change that stigma of long and slow play out. It makes it good for people that cover it or want to do clickbait content creating. That's phenomenal because people are desperate to hear news about their franchises, the team that they're going to invest their summers in. So whenever they did this guy sign, did that guy sign, what's going on with this, what's going on with that, it keeps Major League Baseball in the conversation of importance. But it gets after a while, you start crying wolf. And that's a slippery slope that Major League Baseball is trending right now, in my opinion, with that crying wolf syndrome. Because, here we go. There's no news yet. Thanksgiving, I know the Thanksgiving weekend, so many news, and people were craving news like they were craving the Thanksgiving turkey, and nothing happened. You had minor signings to fill out some, and speaking of minor signings, the Yankees picked up the Guardians outfielder Gonzalez, aka the SpongeBob guy. That's adding depth. I'd rather have him, Gonzalez, be honest with you, than the Frenchie Corderos on my 40-man roster. That's what kind of move. That's the significance of Gonzalez being picked up by the Yankees. Was like they're bringing up the newer version of a Frenchie Cordero, adding depth to the 40-man organization. He's probably going to be the third. He's going to probably be the third option coming up for minor leagues, or even maybe you could say the fifth outfielder in the roster for the New York Yankees. That's all it was. Nothing to get too excited. Nothing to I like the Gonzalez move. I think that's a good under the radar move. He's a young player. We saw him who has come up with big hits in the postseason against us, by the way. And I think that's you never know. A change of scenery in a Yankee organization, could help out that young man. Only time will tell on that bit. So we move on here with the Yankees. We're talking about the pitching, the free agency. Corey Bellinger is another name that's out there for the New York Yankees. My thoughts for Corey Bellinger. I think this is the move that's going to be a year too late, Yankee fans. I think this move should have been done last offseason and gotten that deal that he got from the Chicago Cubs, the 2-year deal with the option, and I think he would have been perfect for the New York Yankees last year. With that said, I think Corey Bellinger's bounce back year He is going to cash in, and he is, boy, is he going to cash in mightily. He is going to get a great contract with someone. I don't know if it's going to be the Yankees. I have a feeling it might be the Yankees. I think but the Yankees got to find out what they're doing with Soto, because I think Bellinger is their consolation prize, folks. I think Bellinger will be their consolation prize to bring in case the Soto deal goes down negative or goes south. And I don't know if they'll get both. We would love to see him get both, but I don't know if they're going to operate that way. Don't know if the Yankees will get Bellinger. Be honest with you, you want to be my total honesty. This is the way I would personally want the Yankees to do. That's just me. But I don't know if it's investing a lot of prospects. I will go after Juan Soto, try to trade. See, I don't know what prospects are being poached by the Padres, and if you have enough stronger prospects, you go after Corbin Burnes. Corbin Burnes unhappy. His name has come up, linked to the New York Yankees, interested, kicking in the tires, whatever the case is. You put Corbin Burnes with Garrett Cole, with Juan Soto. You might have to move a Gleyber Torres if you're talking about money and saving money. You move Torres. You try to get something for Torres. I don't know. I didn't even think about what could you return to get Torres. You might have to include him in that Milwaukee deal. And you try to bring Corbin Burnes. You now have a rotation of Burnes, Cole, Rodon if he bounced back, Nestor Cortez, and then Nestor Cortez, don't know if he's returning to the Yankees or not. There's a chance he might not, may not. Cortez is here. And then it all depends if Clark Schmidt or Michael King is still on this team with the trades. This is why this is a lot of moving parts to speculate and say for a fact we know what the starting rotation looks like at 2024 for the New York Yankees. This is a to be continued, podcast, because we don't know what's available, what's there. I don't know what's available for him. What's available for the Yankees to look at. Personally, they're talking about bringing Frankie Montas back for a 1-year deal, prove-it deal. You know what? I wasn't a big fan of Frankie Montas. I thought he was, he was injured. He was hurt. He was a hell of a good pitcher before injury with Oakland Athletics. You know what? Give a flyer on it. If you're expecting him as a number 5 starter, listen, this is an organization that gave Domingo Germán chances. And of course, we're not talking about, and Frankie Montas has nowhere near behaved negative or terrible like a Germán. I know that's apples to oranges, totally big different comparison, but you could give a Montas that opportunity if it was just health-wise and pitching discomfort. It was just hurt. You know what? Why not give Frankie Montas an opportunity to earn that number 5 starter role for the New York Yankees? You know what? I'm for it. You know what? I actually changed my mind as I thought about it a couple weeks ago. You know what? Let's do that. Let's see if we could bring a Montas in back, sign him, see if he's fully healthy. You never know. You might catch lightning in a bottle where this kid comes up and he pitches, to a below 3 ERA and gives you 6 2/3 innings pitch per start, with 175 strikeouts. I'm pretty sure we will, as Yankee fans, will probably be ecstatic and like to see Montas bounce back. Who knows? Maybe not. Maybe just sick of the guy and want him gone from the pinstripes. You never know. It's interesting. There's a lot of different moving parts. So right now, as the second day of December, there's a lot of cloud. We don't know. The Yankees got a lot of uncertainties. And what makes us worried is we don't know if this team is going to go in the direction of all in. According to the insiders of Major League Baseball, like the Passons, the Onis, the names, the pundits, they're saying the Yankees are pushing their chips in, and they're going to make a huge splash. Let's hope. We're hearing it from the beat reporters and the people that get paid by Major League Baseball to say that. If you're a Yankee fan, it makes you feel hopeful for it's going to be a nice Christmas, or at least a nice 2024 for the New York Yankees. There's a lot of hope, a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of positivity there. Right now, I am going to reserve my right to wait and see. I don't want to get too much of my hopes up. This team has done great things in its franchise, of its existence of a franchise. I will be an ungrateful, impatient, unspoiled Yankee fan if I'm not complaining, if they're not doing anything. They have done so many things in the past few years, and I know you cannot live off the past. I got it. No one lives off their past, but you have to, and you live for the present, but you also got to build for the future. I think the Yankees got a nice farm system, depending on who gets moved, who stays. If you do bring a Soto, it's going to cost a lot of money, so you're going to have a lot of players tied in with a multi-year deal, with making a lot of money. Cole, Rodon, Judge. You're talking about Soto, he sticks around. Stanton, a lot. So you're gonna have to use young players or rookies or minor league players as other certain positions. You could save a lot of money if Austin Wells doesn't get moved and he's the real deal behind the plate with Trevino. I think that's a nice move. Keeping those two behind the plate. You know, you Rizzo is another one who's one more year deal there. They also need a third baseman. Well, you know, is there a young, controllable third baseman that you could try to make a trade and bring in? Only time will tell. And I see Chris said try to move Gleyber Torres for a closer. I know Manuel Clase has come up as a possible trade for the Guardians, but I don't know if they want to take a Gleyber Torres onto their team. I know Gleyber Torres is also controllable. He's got one more year, I believe, in arbitration, and then he hits free agency. I believe so. Don't ridicule me there with that if I get it wrong, or if he has 1 more year, 2 more years of controllability. But something in those lines. But Gleyber Torres is an asset that you can move. I know the Marlins had a lot of thoughts and enamored with him. Maybe you throw a three-way trade where you could send Gleyber to Miami. Miami sends the prospects that the Guardians will like, or coveted, and we get an Emmanuel Clase to close out for the Yankees. If you gave me Clase, Soto, and Corbin Burns, and that's all they do for the New York Yankees, I can't complain. And even, or if you want to switch Yamamoto for Burns, I can't complain there either. So you're getting, again, this is my final here. It's Yamamoto, Soto, Clase, and then you bring back Montas as a free agent. It's not the greatest, guys, but then you still have question mark who's going to play center field. Are you going to go with that center field with Judge, Soto at times, and that mismatch? It's a tough one, but remember, the Yankees, I don't believe they're going to go over the 310 threshold mark. I don't believe they will. Hey, they might surprise us. You never know. And Hal said, you know what, screw it. Let's go over for it 1 more year, and then we'll see what we could do and trade and shed salaries. You never know. You never know. Again, this is subject to be changed or reserve the right to change your mind podcast, because I don't know what the Yankees are going to continue to do, what they're going to do. I think it has all a domino effect. And it starts off with the Soto, then it goes into if they strike out on Soto, they will probably go bid high for Yamamoto, because I don't think they, could afford the narrative that's out there. There's a report that's out there. Only 40% of season tickets for the New York Yankees have been renewed. So there is 60% still of New York Yankees season ticket holders not renewed their tickets. That stadium is 60% right now not being sold. That's Yankee fans. If this report is true, you guys are making a loud statement to the Yankee brass organization. That's how you make a statement. That's how you let them know we're not going to take this. We don't like what you're doing. We don't like the crap that you're putting on the field. And if you hold your season tickets back, and of course they're going to get it. Yankee Stadium has become a tourist attraction. Let's face it, ladies and gentlemen. Yankee Stadium is, when you go to the summer to New York, you have to go to Yankee Stadium regardless of how good it is. It's the cathedral of baseball. You're going to visit Yankee Stadium. I hope that, and then I'm swerving a little bit from this, guys. I hope they're not treating it like the way the Knicks and the Garden, for years the Knicks were not really good, and Madison Square Garden was a tourist attraction when people came to see the Rockefeller tree. Go down for Christmas in New York, and they'll go get to Madison Square Garden and watch the Knicks play whoever and get pummeled. I hope the Yankee organization don't treat it as, this is a summertime attraction. No matter what product we really put on the field, people are going to come because it's Yankee Stadium, the lure, the lure, the cathedral. You know, there's a steakhouse here. You know, we serve sushi. We have chicken tender buckets. You know, and all that good stuff. I hope they don't treat it that way. Although people could argue they aren't. That's for another argument for another day. But my point is, by you not saying that you're going to renew your season tickets, I think talks volume to the Yankee brass to listen. And I think they're going to make moves. I think we're going to be a little, very minorly pleasantly surprised at what the Yankees are going to do upcoming season here. Only time will tell. You know what? Maybe I just sit here with a big fat egg on my face, an egg pie. They didn't do crap. Your move is, you know, maybe Yamamoto, and they say the Mets outbid you. Soto, the price tag was too high, and maybe they go after Bellinger or make a trade for some other a left fielder that we never heard of from the Arizona Diamondback organization or something like that. You never know. Only time will tell. Things could blow up in the face for the Yankees, and they're really gonna really irate their fan base. Again, that's what makes this fun. The wait and see. It's like the anticipation as a child when you're at Christmas, waiting for that gift under the Christmas tree. What did they get you? Did Santa listen to your list? Did Walmart, Amazon have that in stock to bring it to you on Christmas? Only time will tell, ladies and gentlemen. Only time will tell. So this is the return here of this podcast here. This is the Bronx Bomber Strike Back. We enjoy watching along this season. We thank you guys that watch along, the Yankees watch along with us. We appreciate that. We know the season fell short, but we will try to continue to do more podcasts when news comes out of the winter meetings. I think there's going to be a lot of news breaking here when Soto signs, when someone gets traded, and so forth. When Yankee news break, we will be coming up with either emergency pods or whatever the case is. We definitely will be back before the Christmas tree, before Christmas Day, with some Yankee news, hopefully some good ones, Yankee fans. So we ask you to watch, to follow us, to view this, to share it, to follow us on all the different platforms. We will be back here. We would thank you guys. It was a short video. I wanted to make sure we talked a little bit of what's currently there and so forth. One more thing before I say goodbye, though. I teased it earlier. I got to get to it. I like the Brad Ausmus move as bench coach for the New York Yankees. I'm not saying he's a replacement for Aaron Boone, but things go sideways where the Yankees hiccup. You could bet, and the fan base gets hot and iron. They need a scapegoat. Boone is the scapegoat. Ausmus, who has major league managing ability skills, that's the new manager of the New York Yankees. That's what I'm going to say. That's the final thing I'm going to say there. I think that's something that was a calculated move by the Yankee organization. I don't know if Manaya had to do something with that, or Saban, or who bought in Brad Ausmus. That's a good move there. You bought a baseball man with managerial experience, so you got managerial experience with Ausmus and Rojas. I know Rojas didn't live up to his par, as Met fans could tell you, but I think they got a couple guys with managerial experience where also the Major League Baseball players can listen to when they talk. When Ausmus speaks to you, former catcher, you're going to listen because he played. He had put on the tools of ignorance, and I think that goes a long way when you got a guy that never played the game, announced in Major League Baseball on the field, doesn't know what it takes to get to the Major League level. Not by their fault, wasn't called. I think that resonates a long way to these modern day baseball players, because you also say, I've done this before, Caleb. Come here, and so forth. I think that goes well. Good signing by the Yankees. So with that said, may the sports be with you guys. We thank you guys for watching along with us. Thank you for all the likes. Thank you for all the shares. We'll talk to you soon. Peace out. Have a good one.